You know what time it is? It's Friday night, and it's a very special Friday night because it's Christmas Eve, and I'm down here in the basement hiding from the wife and kids. I would just like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas before we get started, and this is a special edition of Appletinis with Ken because tonight I am going to read my version of The Night Before Christmas. That's right, the appletini version of Twas, The Night Before Christmas. But a couple things before I get started on that. I would like to thank the New York Football Giants for the early Christmas gift that they gave us last Sunday. Thanks, guys. So anyway, let's get right to it. This is my version of Twas the Night Before Christmas. I really got to get into it tonight, the show, because the wife, she's going to want me to put together a trampoline, maybe a small car. I don't know. But I'm going to have to get this stuff done tonight. So I really don't have a lot of time to do this. And if I drink a couple of these, it might take me a while. So here we go. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, appletini style. Here's to 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, Tini. That's some good stuff. Here we go. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a teeny was stirring, not even a mouse. The glasses were lined up by the chimney with care, in hopes that Tom Selleck soon would be there. The children were all nestled and snug in their beds, while visions of Elvi danced in their heads. And Mama in her sweatpants and I in my eagle's cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed and spilled my Tini all over. So I went to the wet bar and mixed up the next batch, and away to the window I flew like a flash. I looked out on the lawn, and what to my blurry eyes should appear but a red Ferrari with 8 tiny reindeer. With a tall, handsome dude who was pretty damn quick, I knew in a moment it must be Tom Selleck. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted, and he called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer, now Vixen, on Comet, and Cupid, and Donner, and Blitzen. So I downed 2 martinis as quick as I could, probably 2 more than maybe I should. I looked at my empty glasses and shook my head with a toss, and thought out loud to myself I should lay off of the sauce. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney Tom Selleck came with a bound. As he landed dressed in a Hawaiian shirt from his head to his foot, his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. And yes, he had a tiger's cap on his head, and told me he had heard what I said. He said back to me as quick as he could, "Go back to your bar and make an appletini for me." Wait a minute, that didn't rhyme. All right, let's click. He said to me back as quick as could be, "Go back to your bar and make an appletini for me." So I grabbed my drink mixer and I started to mix, and thought to get my camera to take a few pics. As Tom lay back on my couch and he took a short break, I put on the lid of my shaker and I started to shake. I poured out the contents like a scared little boy and handed one over for Tom to enjoy. He gulped one down in a swallow and let out a roar, reached his glass in the air and shouted for more. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His mouth, it was drawn up like a bow, and the mustache on his lip, It had a life of its own. He sipped a few more times on the Tini I gave, then laughed and jumped up just like a wave. He sucked down the last bits of the Tini into his belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was tall and Tom Sellecky, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings. Then he turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, gave a nod, and up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his Ferrari to give his team a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all! Have an appletini tonight!" Merry Christmas, everybody.